Nothing comes easy here. In our wildest frontier. Home to some of the deadliest animals on the planet. This is Alaska. And you need true grit to live here. North America doesn't get much colder nor any darker than Alaska in winter. The only way to survive here is to go wild. This is a dangerous time of year. It's the end of winter. Competition for food is at its peak. This year's late arrival of spring heightens the tension. The hungry grow weaker. A golden eagle watches stellar sea eagles arriving on his patch. They're not here to hunt. They're here to steal. But a squabble breaks out within their gang. An opportunity for the golden eagle to win his food back. He's the bigger bird, and he's fully loaded with razor-sharp talons. Talons that lock in the featherweight food fight. The battle rages until the proud owner of this patch wins it back. Here in Alaska, only the toughest bird survives. After months of punishing cold, it happens. Light breaks through the biggest sky in America. Warmth finally loosens winter's tight grip, awakening new hungers. Alaska's north gets as many as 40 additional minutes of light every day, until there's no night at all. Streams and rivers swell with melted ice and snow. Animals that have struggled in winter now look for quick and easy meals brought by spring's abundance. But this is Alaska, where nothing is easy. Crabs lingering just below the tidal mark look like a trouble-free lunch for a mink. The mink is a specialized crab hunter. His teeth can easily crush shell. But the mink may have met his match with this large Dungeness crab. In Alaska, sometimes the prey bites back, or pinches. So the mink has to get creative, taking out the enemy's defenses, limb by limb. Even if the mink chews off all the legs, the crab might live. Legs grow back. Top predators have a reputation for making lunch look easy. But they must contend with brilliant defenses conjured by said lunch. Exhibit A. A 20-pound porcupine. Slow, subdued, no doubt tasty. But how to get by those nearly 30,000 quills? What the prey lacks in speed, it makes up for in defense. Each bacterium-filled quill can pierce the wolf's skin like a hypodermic needle and cause major infection. A sharp reminder in these parts, no meal is an easy meal. The hunter decides the danger far outweighs the reward and moves on to something easier to swallow. The now constant sunlight triggers tremendous growth. The fertile grasses beckon great herds of caribou here from colder Canadian plains. A single herd can hold more than 120,000 caribou. During their annual migration, they'll cover more than 3,000 miles. Their babies are often born on the move and need to keep up with the herd. One separated from the pack is a target. This calf has lost her way. Just what the nearby hunters are banking on. The calf escapes this time, but another predator awaits, more insidious and harder to shake. Perhaps the deadliest animal of all. Alaska's known for its jaws, paws, and claws. But its smallest critter may be the biggest menace. The mosquito. More than 35 species feast in the endless daylight. These mini monsters lay dormant all winter as eggs. Now, the tundra underfoot turns to water, triggering a mass hatching. Just as caribou shed their winter coats, they attack. If infection sets in, it could easily kill a baby caribou. The mosquitoes then feast on festering wounds. Entire herds will reroute their migration just to avoid the mosquito menace. This group hugs the ocean and looks for a sea breeze to blow the buzzing from their backs. There's little relief, even standing in the Arctic Ocean. Never has such a deadly creature been just so annoying. There's nothing left to do but plunge into a full body bath, which seems to do the trick. No animal is immune to its blood-sucking attacks. And as quickly as they appeared, they vanish. Plentiful water brings a different kind of horde to Alaska. The streams and rivers swell with melted ice and snow. By late spring, the waterways gush. Sockeye salmon arrive from the Pacific. Over 30 million of them, swimming upriver to spawn in the very place they were born. Of the thousands that arrive, only a few make it back. They've got a lot of obstacles on their way up. Dams, disease, fishermen. But the last thing they want to encounter is this guy, the brown bear, the ultimate predator. Adult males sport 4-inch non-retractable claws that can slash with precision. They have 3-inch canine teeth that grasp and tear flesh. Brown bears are among the strongest creatures on Earth. And strength needs fuel. Lots of it. After months of slim pickings, it's time for a fish feast. These bears need a protein boost, fast. This is where rank in brown bear hierarchy matters most. A rocky outcrop midway across is one of the best fishing positions on the river. Control of this perch gives its owner a critical advantage. Here, fishing requires virtually no effort. It's possible to pack on pounds and save energy at the same time. Downstream, a mother bear and her cubs approach the good spot. The growing cubs need the protein, but this is a dangerous place for them. Aggressive males can injure or even kill them. The swift current separates the mother from her young. An older male seizes his opportunity and attacks. He could easily slaughter the cubs, but mother steps in. At this moment, she may be the most dangerous bear in Alaska. The older male outweighs her by 500 pounds. But he knows not to mess with a mother's fury. And he has more important things to worry about, like maintaining his position above the falls. During the fight, the older male lost his prized fishing spot. Young challengers have seized the opportunity and moved in on his turf. Now, the balance of power teeters above the falls. The older bear has more experience, but is weakened by his fighting. This younger, stronger rival seizes his chance to oust the older bear. the fallen king is chased further downstream. A loss of rank could mean the loss of life, especially during the salmon run, when the window of opportunity will soon abruptly shut. Such is the hardship for Alaskan predators whose warm weather bounty lasts but a blink of an eye. The Arctic fox is looking forward to summer, however brief. His icy wasteland transforms into a land of possibilities. All requiring stealth. Step 1, a new wardrobe. Get rid of the white winter fur coat to match the new terrain. Now, he's an expert at hiding in plain sight. The goal is to catch most of a year's prey in a very short window of time. It will make or break him. Suddenly, a feast arrives. Millions of migratory birds turn his island into an Easter basket. One lost egg tastes good. Imagine a whole nest. But getting at the mother lode can be tricky because of, well, mothers and fathers. Arctic terns are fearless parents. These birds can draw blood. And they'll even peck out his eyes. The Arctic fox dodges his attackers, but he still needs to meet a huge quota of prey. He's hunting for 6, so he avoids the vigilantly protected nest altogether and goes right for the chick. A bird in the mouth is worth at least a dozen eggs. Another predator that stalks these barren lands is 100 times larger than the fox, with an appetite to match. And unlike her brown bear cousins, polar bears don't hibernate. They hunt year-round. In winter, polar bears eat seals that live on the ice. But come spring, they are nowhere to be found. So she must go far and wide to find something to eat. A polar bear's search for food is even harder in a warming climate. The farther she must swim, the hungrier she gets. A lucky break for the polar bear. The sea has done her work for her. a washed-up whale carcass. It's an amazing sight. 27 tons of blubber. It's an all-you-can-eat blubber buffet, and her first bite of substantial food in months. Amazingly, it could feed her for a whole year. But that's if she has it to herself. Other ice bears have the same idea. The small bears are enthusiastic. They're still nursing, but also need their fill of fat. And suddenly, a huge male appears. His hunger is as big as his bark. A smaller mother bear isn't happy about the intrusion and tries to teach him a lesson. He sneaks in from another angle, but he's told to wait his turn. Once the others have had their fill, the male is finally given permission to lick the fat. After months of summer, the sunshine is no longer endless. And chilly, misty mornings mark the arrival of autumn and the return of giants. A moose bull in his prime shows off his splendid antlers. He jousts loudly with vegetation for the benefit of cows and fellow bulls alike. The biggest racks actually make a different sound than the smaller ones, announcing size and status to anyone who might be listening. The females take notice. Other bulls entering their prime and bearing equally impressive headgear are drawn to the scent of the cows. The stage is awash in testosterone, and trouble can't be far behind. The bulls are ready to rumble. With the rut in full swing, a come-hither look from a moose cow brings the dominant bull running. The females are getting more and more receptive, showing their approval of the big bull's status by contributing their pheromone-laden urine to his rut pits. With his exquisitely sensitive nose, he checks on a cow's readiness. he seems pleased with the results. At 11 years old, he is truly a picture of a bull in his prime. 1,500 pounds, 7 feet high at the shoulder, with a 6-foot rack. It's no wonder the cows like what they see. But there's trouble on the horizon. A younger and equally impressive bull. The challenger approaches, waving his great antlers from side to side. The master responds. These rituals of intimidation are usually enough to determine who will dominate, thus avoiding the risk of injury in a fight. The females have a keen interest in the outcome. Like prize fighters, they stare each other down, circle, and wait for an opening. Neither is backing down. With equally matched bulls, the battle may last up to a half an hour or more. But the older bull soon gains the upper hand. He batters the challenger unmercifully. Abruptly, the contest is decided. The master will return to his harem. The younger one paid the price for his bid to reproduce. In this unforgiving place, his wounded leg may spell doom. The victor has urgent business to tend to. And just in time, fall is on the way out. Winter comes early this year. Record snowfall gives deep cover for rodents, like the vole. Hidden beneath, they're protected from the cold and hunters above. The vole's ears are big and can listen out for danger. But what good is that if danger makes no sound? Silence is the snowy owl's secret weapon. Fringed edges of her flight feathers break up the flapping noise that a normal bird makes. And her attack is as silent as death. The vole never knew what hit him. Snow is a problem for predator and prey alike, mostly because it makes sound. But Alaska's creatures have come up with ingenious workarounds. The red fox has perfected the hunt below and above. At only 10 pounds, he doesn't break the snow surface. So he can search for prey without detection. But his prey hides below the surface. So how do you find what you cannot see? Big ears and magnetic senses. Synced together, these secret weapons make the red fox a stealth hunter, able to catch his victims under nearly 2 feet of snow. First, he pinpoints the faintest sound. Then hones in on the sweet spot, where the angle of the sound matches the slope of the planet's magnetic field. Once the fox locks on to that spot, he can calculate the exact distance to his prey. In this case, a meadow vole. But then what? If he digs, the vole will flee. So instead, he flies. A small bite. But in winter, every calorie counts. Alaska's snows inspire a million ways for hunters to innovate. One of those ways is to stop hunting altogether and start scavenging. The wolverine's nose leads the way, sniffing out prey and hibernating animals buried more than 20 feet beneath the snow. This dog-sized weasel is able to take down a full-grown caribou. But today, this wolverine is saving his energy. He's found a frozen dinner. It takes the keenest nose to pick up the scent of a carcass in winter. Wolverines outmatch most other animals with this skill. But then, they have to contend with each other. Within minutes, the competition arrives. This is when the true Wolverine nature kicks into the max. The semi-retractable claws come out. The specialized teeth are bared. It's all-out war. The defender gets the upper claw and wins his meal back. Powerful jaws break down the entire animal, including hooves, teeth, and bones. This is his turf and his food. Food that was supposed to be convenient. But this is deadly Alaska, where the challenges are epic. Animals like the wolverine don't just survive the tough environment, they thrive because of it.